G'day legends, James here from GAMAFLARE. And mate, Division 1 at Brands Hatch just delivered V8 chaos, strategy, aggression, carnage, and drivers hanging on to these monsters right to the absolute limit. Rehan Leonards launches perfectly off pole, firing the Mustang into clean air while Zach Rattray White is already applying pressure before they even hit Paddock Hill Bend. At Brands Hatch, mate, one mistake costs you everything, but deeper in the pack, the tactical warfare is exploding. Russell Pepperell sends an absolute dive bomb into Druids on Andrew Dutch. Late on the brakes, right on the limit, and somehow pulls the move off clean. That is elite level commitment. Then the strategy battle flips the whole race upside down. Rattray White nails a lightning fast stop to jump the field, but Leonards plays the long game with extra fuel for a late race charge. This isn't racing anymore. This is high-speed chess. And then total chaos. Rattray White and Leonards side by side. Guards interlocking, both drivers refusing to lift through the fastest corners. Damaged car, bent steering, and somehow Rattray White still hangs on to the lead. Rattray White survives the chaos to take the win, but heartbreak for Leonards after fighting tooth and nail all race long, only to come up just short at the flag. Mate, that was proper V8 brutality. Big shout out to Davo and J-Man at Matchfit Entertainment for bringing the chaos to life. Now we head to Charlotte, pack racing, no room to breathe, and disaster waiting at 300 k's an hour. James, signing off. Keep it pinned and catch you on the grid, legends.
Thank you, James, and welcome to a Tuesday night at Matchfit Entertainment, viewers. Tuesday night means we are with the good people at Supercars NZ for the SCNZ 2026 Allports V8 Supercar Autumn Series. Ladies and gentlemen, proudly brought to you, as always, by the awesome people at GAMAFLARE, Allports Motorsport, of course, and live, well, not live, but broadcast to Sky 83, Face TV, and weekly sponsor, DSA Architectural Designs. Thanks for those guys coming on board as well for this week's round, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's round 9. We're at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Davo, and as always, J-Man right by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Good evening, Davo. Good evening, viewers. Welcome, as Davo said, round 9, Charlotte Roval. Good to be back here on the calendar once again. Not everybody's a fan of this place. I personally don't mind it. 3.65k, 17 turns, a little bit of a mixture of, as it obviously outlines, the Roval. So a little bit of road, a little bit of oval. So, yeah, looking forward to this one, and high-stakes stuff through Turn 1 and Turn 2 here tonight. They'll be real hot spots, and then looking down towards Turn 8 for the hairpin onto the first embankment here at Charlotte. And that one there, give the drivers a little bit of a brief spell just to reset the brain and think about things, hook the thing all the way up to 6th gear and about 255k an hour before they reach for the middle pedal and try and negotiate the first of 2 chicanes. They'll do equally that after the fact as they come out, Dave, of turn 12 all the way around the arc of 13, 14, 15, heading down to 16, 17 for that final chicane. They are welcome to use a lot of low-line track on the way in and out of there. However, chicanes, watch for the slowdowns tonight. I think that will be heavily on the cards for some drivers. If they get a little bit too greedy on the curbs, they may come out into an area that's a heavy acceleration zone and all of a sudden be lifting off the throttle, as I think I just saw from the 2 car of Jensen Bade. Either that or he's completed his flying laps. Obviously, a bit of a housekeeping to do here. So first foremost is this qualifying session, 15 minutes. Drivers able to get their couple of flying laps in here, and then we will see once again still in this beautiful 55-minute race format. Yes, so a one and done situation. 2 compulsory pit stops on offer here tonight after the pit lane opens at the 10-minute mark, closes at the, 10 minutes to go, somewhere around there, so 45 minutes, and then must be stationary in the box, and they do have one set of tyres available for this race, so they'll obviously start on a set and jump on another set if required. And just looking at that two-car, Jensen Bader talked about him potentially grabbing a little bit too much of the 16-17 at the turn 16-17 chicane there, and just had to roll out of that one, so that would have compromised that whole lap, and not many laps on offer in this qualifying session, Davo. So just like I said, I think it'll be one of those tracks tonight where we do see potential for maybe some slowdowns in some key areas, and that's a real danger zone, because if you actually have a look at the run out of 17, if they grab too much of the turn 16 curb, come out of 17, and head down to 1, it's pretty fast on the way in, and they'd probably want to get off the race line there, because I've said it now, we're not far away from going green in race 1, because we're already 6 minutes in to this 15-minute qualifying session. I think it will be a factor here tonight. Usual suspects in practice, Davo. Zach Rattray White,
much so.
It's a very, very handy time. Dropped into the 1 minute 20.4 bracket. Ray Hahn's done a beautiful job to go 1:20.673 provisionally on pole in this qualifying session. So should Rattray White deliver a similar performance to what we just saw off camera in the practice session, he would really trouble that time. However, not easy out there. 600 horsepower at 1,355 kilos. It's a bit of work to wrestle one of these things around here.
Isn't it what? And we did see that in pre-race practice. The boys working hard for their money, and but the usual suspects up the top, J-Man, the likes of obviously Zach Rattray White, Rian, Jensen Bade, Andrew Dutch was up there, and of course William Brown.
Mind if the camera guys have got the ability, Davo. Car 11, Ryan Jones there. Not sure if that was a scheduled in lap. Just trying to see how many laps he did complete, but a lot of smoke coming from the back of the Camaro there. Not sure whether that was contact or that was an engine.
Could be engine. The car doesn't actually look that damaged.
No.
So, yeah, and he's just that thing right there. It's had enough. Well, the engine's clearly had enough at least anyway, so.
Yeah, it has. Now, good to be back here on a Tuesday once again. Obviously, come off of a good solid weekend for the Matchfit team, out and about doing plenty of good work around there, and obviously this week no different. So, Davo, I had to let you fly solo last night, unfortunately, and you did a beautiful job with that one, and got you back here on this one tonight for this round 9 spectacular race that's about to embark. And then what do we got? We're back here at Supercars NZ tomorrow too, mate. Back for the Porsches.
Yes, definitely back for the Porsche. Have we got
Adelaide?
Yes, Adelaide. That will be frightening. To be honest, that will be frightening. About halfway through qualifying now, these guys are working hard for their money. J-Man. Some provisional times coming through, obviously, but a few of these boys already done.
A tenth separating Rattray White and Ray Hahn Leonage at the moment. So we heard James talking about, obviously, everything that went on last week, Davo, at Brands, and it looks like we might get a rinse and repeat of that here.
Absolutely. A lot of the guys done their quota lap-wise already.
Yeah, just looking at some deltas coming through. Jason Cossey's on some personal bests through his sectors. I'm not sure whether it's his first run out there. Mav, aka Phil Antoon, is looking like he's about to get into run number 2 of, so this will be his final lap. In there on a 21.999, so just in behind Fraser Clegg.
Yep.
So we may be looking to improve. And just looking at the sectors for Antoon, he is better than he went first time round in Sector 2. He'll be looking for lots of improvement in the final 2 microsectors here as he negotiates the turn 11-12 chicane and just loses the rear. So just as quick as that's done, it's game over for that qualifying session as he wipes the front off of that Matchfit Entertainment Camaro. So lucky we're not paying the panel bills on that one.
No, I think we've got a deal going on there. So, but yeah, look, a lot of these guys already are done and dusted. J-Man, their times are in. They have done their allotted laps. We have got a little under 5 minutes to go with the last couple of guys. Fraser, Clegg, Cossie,
Edgar,
and Edgar still out on track.
Yeah, so Cossie's definitely on the improved Sector 1 and Micro Sector 2 as he negotiates the final chicane for the last time. Be interested to see what he gets to this one.
Takes it carefully.
22.116, so he does improve, however not on the totem. Fraser Clegg, not sure how Fraser's going. So the Deltas, yeah, the Deltas don't look flashy. Might be done here, might be on an in-lap. And Shane Edgar, however, I did see his Deltas lighting up. And Edgar, no bank time yet. So this might be the first of 2.
Yeah, I think he was late in and out on track there, should I say. Shane Edgar, always rocking the SCR Racing livery.
Helix.
The South Canterbury removals car. So I think we're just closet Shane Edgar fans actually up in the comms box, J-Man, or at least South Canterbury removals, Team South Canterbury removals up here in the comms box. Checks in the mail, boys.
A little hungry at 16, compromises 17. However, it does go. What do we see there from there? Okay, so that might be the first. That might have been an outlap, and this is the first because I don't have a recorded time for him yet.
Yeah, well, he's only showing 2.2 laps so far. This was only his first flying lap, I suspect, J-Man.
They get a lot of curb out here on the way out between 4 and 5. And it tightens up here through 6 and 7 down to 8.
Oh, short shifts it. Bogs it right down out of 8 there, J-Man. Being very careful not to spin that thing up. Probably suffered from a little bit, maybe just a little bit early on the short shift there. Slowed the progress.
Deep in there, a lot of curb. They get to use a lot of... Doesn't use as much as some of the other drivers on the exit there on the left-hand side. Opts to go a little bit wider and straight onto the embankment. Once again, he'll run this thing up north of 250k an hour. And then hard on the brakes here for 16, 17. Gets a nice entry exit. Try and feed the power out of here in third to lay a time down. Goes in there with a 22.6. Sees himself go 15th.
Nice steady as she goes there from Edgar. And actually started showing on me that he's in his third lap now, so his time might be done as well, J-Man.
Yep. I think this is a cycle inlet.
So we will just this opportunity as these boys, as this session winds down, we've got about a minute to go. We're going to just quickly jump on this, ladies and gentlemen, and just encourage everyone to get involved in this awesome giveaway here. So get your phones out, scan that QR code, and look, go into the draw to win that awesome bit of kit there. Thank you very much from GAMAFLARE. Supercars NZ, Matchfit Entertainment, SIMRACING on board, and iRacing. Clearly, look at that kit. Costs there on board as well. There is some terms and conditions. I think it's drawn. It's drawn actually on the last round of the V8 Supercar Series. We will do that live. I think, maybe not, on the final round. So definitely go in the draw, grab your phones, scan that QR code. Very easy, free to enter. And you two could be ripping around in a Gen 2 V8 Supercar maybe next season after winning that awesome bit of. Also, quick reminder, J-Man did mention tomorrow night we're back here. It's SCNZ for their Porsche Cup Series. I think it's a couple more rounds to go in the Porsche Cup Series. Sign up, get involved. I think it's had a very good introduction. Well, Supercars NZ's had a very good introduction to Porsche Cup racing. Very big numbers in the field, so a lot of attention on this series. So definitely worth signing up for. And if you miss out, then you can always sign up next year. Also, what else have we got going on? I think we've got, this is the Matchfit events. I think this only got announced yesterday, J-Man, the Magello 450.
Looking forward to that one.
Scheduled for July the 5th. Another mini enduro, 2.5 hours of awesomeness in the GT3 cars this time at Magello for the Magello 450. So links in the description over to Matchfit Events Discord. So jump on that, guys, and get over and sign up for that, because that will be awesome as well. So much awesomeness going on, J-Man. Between.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously anything that Matchfit's got a handle on at the moment, especially with the mini enduros, comes with some great accolades, and obviously always awesome prizes, and you know, plenty going on in that space. So obviously a lot of good partners joined up on that one once again. So looking forward to that one. That's it's been a work in the progress, and man, pumped already. Can't wait. Davo, just looking aboard, I might just, as we get ready for a grid set, I might just do a little sneaky roving reporter here as we do go to grid. I won't be gone long, but I'm just going to seek a little information just to try and switch it up a little bit before this one. So give me a minute. I'll let you maybe pay a couple of bills, and I'll be back in a very short time.
Yeah, just a quick flash on the screen there to show everybody what the qualifying order is. Oh shit, it might be a little bit bugged out. Hang on, let me see if we can fix that. There it is there. But the cars are starting to populate the grid already, so we'll keep that very short and sweet there with the qualifying positions. And yes, Jane, we will pay some bills. We're going to thank GAMAFLARE. We're going to thank DSA Architectural Designs. We're going to say hi to the Sky 83 Face TV viewers, and thank you to Sky 83 for getting amongst it. Also, Allports Motorsport, and of course, Matchfit Entertainment for bringing all this to you live here tonight. The boys are. Any moment now, we are going to go green on this round 9 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the SCNZ 2026 Allports V8 Supercar Autumn Series. Viewers, remember, don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. Support Matchfit Entertainment and Supercars NZ in the process. Get involved, like, subscribe, hit your notifications. We stream 4 nights a week, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely hit your notifications so you can keep up with everything going on. Matchfit Entertainment, the lights are up. And it's gonna get busy very quickly here. See a few of the cars starting around the corner there. Leonage with a great run on Zach. Pepperell nearly tagging See there on the way into one.
Oh, and Pepperell in the TDR car going backwards through turn 2.
So it's all happening very quickly. We get out of the back of William Brown's car. Ryan Jones, Scott McKenzie, Stephen Banks and McKenzie swapping positions there. Very technical infield here.
Ray Hahn dives down at turn 8 for the lead. It's actually going to cost him a couple. As Andrew Dutch ducks down underneath him, although intermittently, Davo, looks like Ray Hahn squared that thing up and came back, but it was on. He showed his intent early. Deep under brakes down there, pinched the rears.
Yeah, I don't think we really had a handle on that thing. It almost looked like he got in a little bit too deep and recovered more. Yeah. But it is business, very business. It is very business-like up the front at the moment. Yep. Rion actually had a big jump on Zach there, right immediately on the start. So Rion looking speedy tonight already. Use slight change in position back through the field. Not many, to be honest. We just quickly, before we get too deep into this, see if we can watch this replay of Pepperell here. Through one, up on two wheels there. Getting swamped. Look at him. 888 cars all around him. Getting tangled up.
Yeah, and I can tell you now that the 97 car already, and this is for another incident that you'll see, and I think that was on Michael Gunstone. So already the race controls unpacked that Noah Ketcher in the 97 car has already copped a drive-through penalty, and you can see it there on your replay. 2 separate incidents. I think still to unpack the Russell Pepperell one, Davo, but lots of feeling really early on. What we can tell you is 126.1 already is the first flying there for Zach Rattray White, with Ray Hahn and a couple of the Phoenix Development cars. Well, actually three Phoenix Development cars. So that's Andrew Dutch, Jensen Bay, William Brown, all in tow. So look for Rattray White here to control this one. I think tyre wear is going to be a big factor here tonight, and I think we're going to see these drivers reach for the tyre stocks. One set available to them, but more importantly, as I mentioned earlier, 2 compulsory pit stops. Car must be stationary. The supercar is fuel sensitive by way of a limited tank as well, so not likely going to make it on fuel for 55 as well. So still a heat to play out. However, tight front 4 right now. We like to see this. Shout out to the Div 2 boys. I know that they've got around a 16 car field at the moment. Yes. Currently live on the comms as well, so we do wish them an exciting and prosperous race over there as well. Always great to be a part of the team over here at Supercars NZ.
Absolutely, J-Man. If it's anything like this race we are witnessing right now, I suspect they'll be very busy as we get over the rear wing of Zach's car there on the bank part of the circuit. Dropping down into the final couple of corners there and into one here.
And Davo.
Yes.
Ketcher and Gunstone at it again. So obviously that is pressed on. I don't know if there's a little bit of feeling out there between the 7 and the 97 car, but yeah, that is pressed on. So those drivers might need a bit of a chat to each other after this one and just unpack that. And look, they're doing themselves no favours. They're both very accomplished drivers and could be a lot further up without that sort of malarkey. But however, it makes for the action, mate.
Well, it does. It puts on a great show and it definitely keeps us busy in the comms box. But yeah, again, we see the, I think it's the number 7 car of Gunstone across the track, or around at least anyway. So getting plenty of exposure for his sponsors. I think it's the M&M car for Gunstone tonight. Please, bloody nice looking car, Jamie. To
Very,
be
very
honest.
cool. Very NASCAR-esque.
It looks fantastic. But yeah, he's getting, look, if nothing else, Michael Gunstone getting a lot of airtime here tonight in round 9 at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the SCNZ 2026 Allports V8 Supercars Autumn Series. J-Man, Rian, should I say Zach Ratway Wright leading the way over Rian Leonard. Oh, look at these names. Oh, I'm struggling with it tonight. Dutchy in third over Jensen Butt, and then William Brown. Like I said, J-Man, the 3 Phoenix race team cars in a row.
Yeah. Soon to be 2, mate, because I will inform you that the 96 car, Will Brown, has got a drive-through for the incident. Turn 1, lap 1 with Russell Pepperell, the 750 car, which is rocking no front splitter right now. So unfortunately for William Brown, he does have an extra transition through the pit lane here tonight. So he'll be a bit of red mist there, I would think. But however,
definitely, J-Man, and you can see that, ladies and gentlemen, on the leaderboard there on the top left-hand side of your screen there, with Will Brown with a black flag against his name. So Brown, he'd come in pretty well sharp. Oh, there we go, actually. The boys have just picked it up on the camera there. Straight into the pit lane for Brown. He'll serve that immediately. Very short, quick-fire race here. We are, well, it's not, should I say. Hang on, I just went into sprint mode then, didn't I? 15 minutes sprint mode. I thought it was halfway through the race. No, it's not. 55 minutes, 2 compulsory pit stops. Davo, didn't you read the memo? And it is only 7 minutes in. So plenty of racing yet to go for William Brown to get back in the race.
So just see what that looks like for Brownie as well. I mean, so pit lane time, just shy of 26 seconds to do that. So, you know, that's what it takes out of the duration of this race. And, you know, like a lot of these drivers, you know, you look to the front, Rehan, Zach, Dutchy and co. Brownie was actually one of those guys till not so long ago. Would have been looking at unpacking the race. You know, they know that they've got 55 minutes and they reverse engineer these things as far as strategy, lap times to try and work out which is the most efficient way to do it long before they turn up here, I'm sure. And that just doesn't factor into it. 26 seconds added to your race time just makes it a hard night. However, it has come out P12 ahead of Daryl Callahan.
Yes,
so not so bad.
What's going on there? Dutch now pass.
Rehan. Yep.
What's Rehan going to slow down there? I'm just trying to pick up on this.
He could have. I would probably be straight back to turn 16, 17 and see what happened. Yeah, there you go. That's a definite lift there. Copped a too much curb through 16.
No
that's
doubt.
The byproduct. Get off the race line, lift, give it back, and it's cost him a position. And he was looking really racy on the back of Retro White as well,
He
Dave.
was. But it's strange.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, here we go. He's going back for Dutch here, and he, given the position
Watch
of the
the
car
high
on
line
track,
here, though.
he's got this.
So just all of that created that 1.9 second gap for Retro White, though, who, like I said, could be, based on the numbers in full management mode, 21.6 the best and a 22.480 last lap round. I feel like the pace of the race is a little slower than I thought it may have been.
Yeah, look,
No discredit to the drivers because
No,
they're
definitely.
certainly faster than I would ever be.
Oh,
But
no, let's not get into that bit. No, come on,
Yeah.
that's the detail the viewers don't need to know. We still think, in our heads, we are still fast.
lightning.
Lightning fast, exactly. But yeah, I was just going on to say, like that little let off from Leonard, it's obviously let Dutch through, but that little confusion, that little bit of confusion there, the gap that Ratray White got just from that alone was quite a healthy gain on the other 3 cars behind him. And then for Leonidas to go back past, it's stretched that even more. So a fairly healthy gap there for Zach now from these three as they continue to battle it out. I don't know how strict the team orders are with these boys, but they are very orderly. But Bade there, I just noticed, it looks like Dutch maybe struggling through certain sections of the circuit here, J-Man, and just seeing Bade there, nearly with overlap there, about halfway through the lap. So, watch that space. Is Dutchy struggling a little bit, J-Man?
Yes. Hey, second incident between the M&M car 97 and 7. So the second meeting out on track was play on, boys. Obviously, race control not too worried about what they saw there. However, more interested in, obviously, Edgar's been in for a pit stop, which was okay. Edgar's was slow. Kitches, I'm just trying to pick up. Sorry, Michael Gunstone's was okay. Shane Edgar's was awkward on the entry. Almost looked like he was cycling through the MFD or something was going on. It was a slow entry and it was a very, very slow trundle into the lane. Not sure whether he went out on qualifying fuel or something, but that I felt like was a little early. Obviously, based on the race time at the moment, we do know that I think, definitely the pits are open.
Yeah, that's Pepperell actually just rolling in there with no front on the car.
He's done a good job to hold off till the pits open.
Well,
really,
look, we're 12 minutes in, and that car was damaged on at T1, lap 1. So he's run that for 12 minutes. It is time to get that thing in and repaired. Probably obviously try to get it close to his strategy, I suppose, isn't he? Like fuel-wise, wouldn't he be?
Yeah, look, I think so. I think it was, it's the earliest possible chance that he could make that work. And, looking at the front of the field versus that, obviously he's fighting through some issues as well, obviously having no front end on that car due to that lap 1 incident. So he's obviously trying to think on his feet and try and get this thing back into a number. He had good pace in practice and quali. However, for me, I'm monitoring what's happening at the front here at Rattray White. 22.8 last lap round, plays a 22.3 for Rehan. Rehan now with the best lap of the race at a 21.5. I fully going to speculate that Rattray White is driving to a number here, and there's a big picture here for him for this 55 minutes around the Roval and what it looks like. We saw how much last week came down to a battle of strategies. We saw that Rehan paid an invoice at stop 1 and took a little bit extra fuel and maybe a tyre, and then it certainly benefited Rattray White at the back stint. And I just wonder whether he's really just playing to a number here at the moment. And Rehan looks racy, and I don't know whether that's legit because he's just a little bit quicker in race trim here, or whether Rattray White is just backing this up a little bit, because characteristically with a 1.8 second gap we saw 2 laps ago, he would have eventually built on that. However, it has evaporated. It is now 3/4 of a second, and doesn't look to be at all panicked about having those cars tucked in behind him, Davo.
Not at all. Just looking at Fraser Clegg though, he might be thinking a different thing, because he has Ryan Jones all up
and
underneath the wing. Oh man! Yep. Oh, as Clegg goes past Mackenzie.
Yep. Beautiful. So the attacker becomes the attacker in literally the space of a corner and a half. And who is that tucked on? That's Stephen Banks. Looking racy, goes for the high line, looks to cut back down underneath as they come onto the oval and gets it wrong and tags and misfits car. So Scotty McKenzie around is going to pave the way for Antoon to come into the scene. He grabs P7 in the process, grabs Banks. Awkward.
That's all. Man, we'll just leave it right there. We don't like to get involved with the politics too much here, Jake. But yes, definitely good analogy. But look, pretty short field here tonight, but the mid-pack, as always, just delivers every time, I tell ya. Dude, on two wheels, Banks after that little clip on Mackenzie. Brown after a drive-through. Scott McKenzie now in the pits there too, I notice. And Jason Cozzi there in the DDSL Digital Mogan's car. Popping up those wheels in the air. Let's get back up the pointy end just quickly. J-Man reckons Zach's running to a number. Well, that number is definitely slower than Rihanna at the moment, I tell ya. Because he's coming.
He definitely is. He definitely is.
Very tricky chicane this. You can hear how much speed Zach get that car.
So you'll see a black flag turn up, Davo. That is for 017 Stephen Banks, and that will be the result of that unfortunate rotation applied
with Mackenzie. Yes,
with Scotty McKenzie there at turn 8. So unfortunate mistakes cost you. Ryan Jones now to the lane. So the driver's really starting to get into their work as far as the strategy is concerned, because Jones was racy. He was looking good. Best time of a 21.9. Comes into the pit lane. Let's see what that looks like for Jonesy. Big dose of fuel by the look of it, Davo. 14.7 seconds on the jacks. And that's probably going to see him take the better part of 42 seconds in the lane, and this awkward exit out of the pit lane in between turn 1 and turn 2 can be compromised by traffic. However, no such drama for Ryan Jones. Gets out some nice clean air. Has Noah Kitcher up the road a little bit as well. So this front four, Davo, as we see you just go to a replay in the recent past there, Jones, just the way it exit that lane, it's awkward, isn't it? It's probably one of the trickier ones to navigate the 90-degree left on the exit and then get the car out and try and get those tyres up to working temp.
It's either the entry or the exit on these street circuits, isn't it? We've noticed, particularly in the US one, the Aussies sort of seem to get it a little bit nicer, I think, on the Aussie tracks. But yeah, tricky stuff here with not a lot of room to work with. Zach White still leading the way over Rian Leonard. Who's that? That's Dutch. And so Dutch has given Bade. I suspect. Watch this. Watch Dutch just go wide and does not contest it at all.
Yeah, he gives the number 2 car a bit of a go, trying to hunt down these front two. It's just a little gap that's built because of that. I think the gap was probably a little closer prior to that switch, so it didn't cost him a great deal. However, it has cost him a little bit. And 8/10 the margin between Rehan and Zach at the moment. So we'll just see in the next couple of laps what Bade can do with that gap. Currently stands at about 1.3 seconds off the back of Rehan. So we'll just watch that space and see if he can build on that. As I mentioned, I could be wrong. It's happened plenty of times before, Davo, but I just feel like at the front there's a bit of management going on here. Traffic starting to come into the fore as well as Rattray White now just comes up on the back. Oh, that'll be the Gunstone car, who's
yes, it is.
Already been in the lane.
Been in the lane and actually been around a couple of times as well. And tries to make himself skinny on the outside there, J-Man, rightly so, as the boys are coming in hot. That's the first two through. Zach and Rian. And now he has the likes of, who's he got next? Jetson Bade and then Dutchy.
Yeah, Brown threw on Antoon not so long ago as well, so that was a position as well. You remember Brown recovering from a drive-through, which effectively cost him, I think at the time, just under 26 or near enough to 26 seconds. So if we look at Will Brown, you know, he is, what is he's 19 seconds off the lead of this race.
Yep. And look, I think the light bulb just went off there, just looking over the rear wing of Gunstone's car there with a homage to Kyle Busch, J-Man, so I suspect,
yep.
Hence the paintwork on that particular car tonight. So there you go, a little bit of J-Man, Evo's catching up.
Yeah. Plenty going on, and Matchfit's world, mate, you can't be excused. However, still a good battle trading at the front. So, like I said, you know, we see the gap go out to 8 tenths, back to 3, maybe 5 tenths of a second. Rehan and Racho White, that gap just sneaking out a little bit. Bade, yeah, it was 1.31. I called it last time. It's 1.6, up 3 tenths in favour of the front two. Dutch, though, immediately since... Bade, since Dutch let him through, just putting a little bit of an air gap on there. Fraser Clegg, let's see, he's 12 seconds, the better part of 12 seconds away. Let's unpack what that looks like for Fraser Clegg. Unstopped, that's just legitimate where the field is at the moment. He's lapping on sort of 1:23.1 last that round versus a 22.7, 22.5 and a 22.6 for the front three. So just losing 4 or 5 tenths.
Yeah.
Every lap.
So the leaders, looks like Shane Egger's car actually, the South Canterbury Removals Helix, Shell Helix inspired car that the boys are sneaking up on now as we look over the rear wing. Yes, it is.
You can see the difference there. Lost the better part of around 13 seconds on average, I think, to the average pit stop. And that was by way of obviously what was ever going on there. I'm not sure what to unpack of that. But Antoon in the lane, and he was around, I think Antoon was about 19 seconds on the jack. So that's a pretty long stop as well. Maybe he reached for a set of tyres and a big dose of fuel as well, because that seemed a little long. Or the other thing as well to consider here, Davo, lots of concrete around here, especially through turns 1 and 2. And maybe a couple of rub guards, maybe a little bit to fix on these things.
Crazy stuff. They apex that first part of T1 there, and very easy to get the car sideways and just nick the wall on the exit as they brow over the top of the hill there, J-Man. But it's not over there, because I think I saw Rian there just earlier just clip the inside of the pit exit wall as well, and then there's another wall on the other side. So just in the matter of like 2 apexes, there's 3 definite places you can come in contact with the wall very, very easily. Not a lot of room to move. Like I said, 600 plus horsepower here. Going down to the ground. No traction, no ABS. Look at these guys go. Rian.
Yeah, good down under brakes into the chicane at the moment. Rohan is just making a little bit of margin there at the moment, just keeping everything fully in check.
Fastest lap of the race by more than a tenth of a second at the moment for Rian. So, what was his last lap? Let's just have a quick sticky beak here.
Yeah, just a tenth and a little bit away from Retro Whites.
There they go across the line again.
Slightly quicker that time. Marginally.
And here we go. There's those walls that I was just explaining before. They just keep coming at you. But yeah, these guys more than skilled to manage what's going on there. That is Bade already past Edgar, and Dutch still. So Dutch not really on the pace. Started well.
Yeah, Bade doing well.
Bade definitely doing well.
Yeah, you heard me call it at 1.3. Then it went out to 1.6. Currently sitting at 1.1 is the margin. That's from the lead. He's actually only 0.6 of a second, 0.4 of a second off the back of Rehan. So he's really big push now. And I think based on the lap times, I think we're definitely seeing some dig here, or either that or some good tyre management, because the lap times have fallen away. We saw the best laps of 21.58 for Rehan, lapping in the low 23s now. So that's either a sign of fuel and tyre management or degradation. It's one of the two, or if not both at the moment, I think, viewers. So yeah, watch the space. Obviously, I think that makes pit stops here, timing for tyres and fuel, really, really critical tonight. We've got to make 2 stops. We do have a number of drivers out there that made their first of the 2. We do have Ryan Jones, I think Scotty McKenzie, Phil Antoon, Russell Pepperell, Daryl Callahan, Stephen Banks, Jason Cossey, Shane Edgar, and also Michael Gunstone, having made the first of their stops. I just need to do a double take on that just to make sure that any of those I called wasn't a drive-through. And I think certainly one of them to mention that would be Will Brown.
Yeah, definitely, J-Man.
No official stop there yet.
There was Banks as well, J-Man. Remember as well. But look at Bade. Look how close he is now to the boys.
Yep.
Yeah, but look, it's such a difficult place to pass. You can be that close, but without a mistake, you can't really do much with it, can you?
Well, comfortably 0.3 faster than Rehan that lap through, and 0.4 faster than the race leader, Retro White. So definitely Jensen Bade's turned up here tonight and caught them and decided strategy time, boys. I'm going to try and undercut you in the pits.
Oh, no, it is Bade. So Bade and Dutch in the pits. And so, look, this is, and like I was just saying, it's easy to get up. Well, it's not even easy to get up behind him, but, you can get up behind him, but where do you pass? You pass in the pit lane, J-Man. Absolutely right. William Brown also in the pit lane as well. So Bade, Dutch and Brown all in the lane, and 2 running in 8th. It's kept the car porting in the right direction. And looking good. Zach, no reprieve from the pressure of Rian Leonard. Still continues, J-Man.
Yeah, 4.5 second difference in the fuel load between Dutch and Bade sees Dutch grab the track position provisionally at the moment there with a 15 second stop, 42 outright through the lane, 19.5 seconds for Jensen Bade, 47.52. Look for him to come and look good on the credit later on that, because that's what it'll come down to, is what it means later on.
That's that way. White in the pit lane there, J-Man. What a replay. We were just looking over the rear wing of that car, and Leonard, so quick. And we saw this at India on the weekend too, J-Man. The closing speeds when these boys peel off to go into the pit lane, it was next level. So Zach Ratway, White in the pits.
Yeah, I think this is a cover. This is a cover off for Bade and Dutch here.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe not so much Bade this time around because he's a little heavy on fuel this time, but certainly Dutch is trying to buy some track position. He was a little further back, so he could be safe there, and we'll see the number.
And so we do have, so you can see clearly how many stops the boys have done.
It's going to be close with Bade here, because Bade, Retro White asking for a little more than Jensen Bade did. So Bade grabs him on track, and it is a 19.5 second stop, plays a 19.85. That is the difference. So the undercut really working there, and very, very marginal difference in the fuel count as well. So that's, you would argue that that's maybe 0.1. One love to Jensen Bade on that one. What does Rehan do? You would expect him to react to that, Davo. He'll have a spotter on board as he climbs to the lane.
There he is. We can see him in the lane now. Just picking up on the replay there. So that's how smaller the margin was for Jensen Bade to get out in front of Zachary there. So he really
does he look for track position and short fill here, Davo, or does he go deep into it, tuck him behind and just buy a little bit more later on? And that is the question. So I think if he wants to buy track position, he needs to be somewhere around about the 15-second mark on the jacks. If he doesn't, I think he should probably go a little heavier, somewhere around that 19 and a half, 20 seconds.
Bade across the line.
He's going big. He's going really big. 19.6. So he splits the difference between Bade and Rattray White. Rattray White's back-to-back this thing, Davo. He is getting this done, and he's going to run home.
Here we go. Wondered whether a few of the boys would do this. I sort of half expected actually Bade to do it immediately as when Rattray came in.
4.88. So just remember that number. Those coming in, they need to be 5 seconds or better to really warrant. And look, the byproduct is he hasn't. It's effectively 2 outlaps back to back, and so he's taking all his pain early at the 31-minute mark of 55 available. And smart operators, these guys, Dave. I would just be interested to see what this plays out like. We've seen how successful Rattray White's been throughout the season. He's had plenty thrown at him, especially last week. Came good at the end. It was a real dogfight, but now he's thrown the strategy play in it.
And where's Will Brown? Right there.
Dutch in.
I think that will be for his second as well. So he's back to back.
It's going to be a second, but he needs a lot more this stop. He was only 15 seconds on the jack versus the other boys 19. So he's going to need more than a 4.88. He's going to need somewhere around about 7 seconds, maybe 8 seconds is my prediction.
So the live timing, you can see it on Dutch's on the leaderboard there, ticking away, ticking.
Oh,
over 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds.
It's a big stop.
15,
it's 15 and a half. So you can see Rattray White's already through. He's down through 2, heading to 3 now. So that's what the difference is. And Antoon sneaks on by. How many stops is Antoon, mate? He's made his 2 as well. So that's a legit position as well. Based on my calculations.
Antoon only 1 stop, J-Man.
Oh, has he? Oh, no, he has. Okay. I got you. I thought he made back-to-back.
Yes, very, very hectic in the pit lane here, and no surprise with being, again, we were just talking about how difficult it is to pass around here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So these boys getting it done in the pit lane, J-Man, and we love this. We love the strategy, and these guys would have had sort of a fairly rough outline of how they would have wanted to run this race, but until the green flag drops, you don't know how it's going to unfold. So they they need to have some wriggle room in that strategy, don't they? And they got to think on their feet and not only concentrate on not getting one of these things in the wall. They're doing fuel calculations in the background. Well, some of them are. We know there's a couple of guys there that have got a bit of backup when it comes to the pit lane. Al Callahan in the pits. J-Man in the M1 racing car.
Yep. So we are seeing once again, viewers, a complete different strategy call here. Bade and Leonard not going for the back-to-back. I've got a feeling they're going to run this thing a bit deeper and maybe look for a new tyre at the back end of this if they don't already have one on. Both of them stopped for, so the difference between first position and second, so 19.50 on the jacks for Jensen Bade and a 19.60 for Rehan. The total pit lane time, though, 47.52 for Bade, 47.53 for Rehan. So that's the difference on entry versus getting the car moving again off the jack. So Rehan pretty accurate there, but both of them very much on the same strategy. Rattray White now running from 4th place, still got Will Brown in between them. Brown on a 1-stop at the moment as well, so looking to run a little longer, and the difference between those two on track now 11.6 seconds, the difference between Will Brown and Rattray White. And I can tell you for free that Rattray White with the 488 stop still cost him 31.62 seconds. Now Rattray White is currently 20 seconds off the lead of this race. So, you know, the longer Bade and Leonards go on, does it narrow the gap? You know, does a 4.88 become 1.88 as far as the amount of time to stop on the jacks, because they're fueled heavy and they can make the distance on it? We're going to find out, because here comes Will Brown. See what his stop looks like. Last time in, he was 11.43. So asking for a big dose this time, I reckon.
Ten seconds for Brown, 12 seconds for Brown, 13, J-Man 14, 15. We're looking at towards 19, aren't we? 19 on the dot on the leaderboard there, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to ask, does that make him vulnerable to Jones? But it doesn't.
And
still
J-Man also in the pit, sorry to interrupt there.
You're right, that's his second stop too for Antoon.
In and out, quick, smart.
Yeah, what was Antoon? Antoon was around about 16.7 on that one. Now Bade into the lane. Now this is the one that I talked about. Very, very close to Rehan on the fill. So this might give us an idea of proximity to where Rehan's going to come out. We know that currently only 18.9 seconds off the lead is Rattray White. He's up the ante. Last that round was a 22.2. 22.0 for Rehan, so still lapping to the tune of slightly quicker. Bade, I'm expecting this one to be quick. Slower than Rattray White's 9.43 or 9.6. Yours is probably a little bit more accurate than mine.
Yeah, no, just showing what's on the tower there, J-Man.
Yep.
So nice. Solid stop. Really. Oh, runs wide.
Yes.
Into three there.
You can see Rattray White up the road. So Rehan's got a job to do here. The back-to-back looking really, really good. I'd just be interested to see what it does for pace at the back end. Rattray White's last lap through was a 22.4. Mentioned Rehan's was a 22.0.
So 5 seconds between Bade and Zach there. Jensen and Zach there, J-Man.
So watching the space closely, just seeing what the 79 car does here. Carries on. Goes round again. One more lap. It's lap 29. The pace is still good. It was a 22.1. Plays Rattray White. Comes through. What appeared to be a 23.0. So that's a big margin. We're talking nearly, what, 9/10 of a second. 8.5, 9/10 of a second just in that lap alone. We just saw that marker go from sort of 19.5 seconds back out to basically 20 seconds there. So the stopwatch working in the favour of Rehan's strategy here.
Oh, yeah.
But we did know it took 31 seconds in pit lane time, or just over, for Rattray White with a 4.88.
Yeah. So you're nearly a second for Rian there.
Yep.
Over Zach. So, yeah, very tidy stuff. Dutchy a little bit further down with a 22.7, 22.5 for Brown as well. So all of those boys at the top. Pepperell actually circulating in the mid-22s as well. J-Man, no surprise, and back into 7th position after a T1 lap 1 incident.
Oh, Kitcher in and back out of the lane as well. And that was an efficient stop for Kitcher as well, 5.95. Cossie with a 6.70. What the difference is between those guys on track. Okay, so Kitcher a lap down. Obviously lots of drama earlier on for Kitcher, unfortunately. Andrew Dutch now lighting the page on fire as far as it may have happened a little bit earlier, but 121.265 was his hot lap. So there's some pace on board the Dutch car as well. We've seen the positional change between Dutch and Bade a couple of times now. Obviously, first time through, we saw Dutchy give Bade the opportunity to chase down Rayhan and Retro White, which he did very accurately as well. And then a little bit of a fuel and strategy and difference between the two Phoenix development drivers there, Davo, and now Bade back through by way of a much shorter stop, closer to the 6-second mark in the second round of pit stop sees him grab the track position. He is now 24.6 seconds off the lead of this race, some 4.2 seconds behind Retro White, who is 20.4 seconds off the lead of the race right now. So if I was a betting man at the moment, albeit Rayhan's pulling margin at the moment, there's a lot closer last lap through, Davo. The top three, I'll give you the numbers, 22.4, plays a 22.5, plays a 22.3, so that's Leonard, Retro White, and Jensen Bade. And just, yeah, Rayhan's got a plan here, and I'll tell you what, it'll have to be a super lightning stop, and he's still got to make some margin, and only has around about 2.5 minutes to get that car in the lane, because the pit lane will close at the 45-minute mark. So I'm thinking, expect to see that car in this lap. Yep. So, not sure. My prediction at this point is I think potentially Rayhan could slip back to P3 here.
It's a 19-second stop on the jacks, isn't it? Or did he go? He went long. He's
looking for like a 3.5 to 4.5 second stop, but that's still going to deliver around about 27 seconds, and the gap is only 21.
Okay.
So it's 25 to Bade.
Okay, so here we go, Leonard.
So this has got to be lightning quick on the jacks. And it's 6.4. It's not going to be enough. I can tell you right now, it will not be enough.
There goes Zach. You can see him on track there from the helicam. Sneaks on past.
Yeah.
Rian just right
it's
in behind
tighter than I
it.
thought.
It is very close, actually.
Yep. I got misled by the numbers there. Sorry, viewers. That is incredibly well executed. 6.4 to go 34.33. He did a good job. So some of that is pit lane proximity placement, I'm sure, but he is well on the fight now with Retro White for what will be the final 5.5. No, what am I talking? 10.5 minutes. I'll get that right sooner, Davo.
Spit it out, Dave. We got
it's
this.
It's getting late.
It is getting late. So Zach over Rian now. J-Man out of the onboard. Rian's car really wrestling this thing very tight up behind Zach in the Chevy.
And in the meantime, Jensen Bade only 3.5 seconds off the lead of this race, so don't factor out the number 2 car. He has been in this thing since the get-go, or since Dutch gave him the opportunity to come past the team car and have a crack. It's a Just a nice 4th place as we see the CPS window closed. So obviously, looking down the totem, I do see that everybody's made their stops. Not to mention though that if there's any damage, they can still get them for repairs. However, that would be disastrous with a little under 10 minutes left to run.
The boys quickly catching, I think that is Shane Edgar as well, and might even be Gunstone just in front of there.
Yeah.
So, oh, very wide
Rayan.
Rayan.
Yeah, he is searching. He looks good here tonight. We saw him really take the fight to Retro White last week. Just came up half a second short at the end. So all the difference was. And this time around though, he is really in full attack mode. You can see his car position. He's placing the car higher then lower. He's definitely got some car pace on board. He's going to give Retro White something to think about here. And I think we're set up for a really nice finale. The final stage of this race as we see Ryan Jones now with a black flag. I'm not sure what that one was for.
Right on Edgar now.
Oh,
again.
First sign. Leonard looking to the inside of one. Shows the nose. The intent.
Oh, he clips
laid
that
down.
inside wall there. That's not the first time he's done that. He's out wide. He's forcing that shallow line. Even with Edgar there. Those guys.
He looks like he's got more
He's
tyre
got
on
this.
this car.
Nearly an overlap there. Look at
Retro
that.
White sideways.
Wow.
Super sideways. And that was in between
Oh, here we go.
5 and 6.
There's
a little
contact.
tag there. These guys not
Bit of
scared to
gizzing.
rough it up.
Oh, J-Man.
What we came to see.
Boys are delivering.
Shows the nose again into the turn 11-12 chicane.
Look at Bade in the background there, J-Man. All
This
the while.
just goes into Bade's favour. The more these guys trade, get each other offline, he'll be there. It's 1.3 seconds, the difference between himself and Rayhan. 1.5 for the race lead. And Rayhan's so good down at the apex of 16-17. There's got some overlap there. He's going to send it down in there this time. He forecasted a lap ago. Retro White runs the high line, the preferred line, gets the power down, the momentum through 2-3. Now,
Forces again, Zach, to run that shallow line there. And then cuts it back.
and look
To
at
no
Dave
avail.
now. He is right there, Davo. This is what it means. Hold your breath.
Oh, and again on the outside still. And look at
Careful,
Bade,
here
look at
comes
Bade.
Rayhan got good drive though, he's still with him. Bade on the shallow line, just doesn't get that drive out of there. Look good at the initial phase of the corner, but here comes. Look for Rayhan to dive down the inside. Too high. Gonna have to wait. Oh, gives him a little tickle, bump.
Little touch there.
Bade says, thank you very much, I'm going through. Interested to see if the radio lights up with that one. But look, the guys prepared to trade. They've shown that second week in a row where they're not scared on rubbing the paintwork off. Rayhan goes to the front. Bade goes to second. 24-3, 23-5 and a 25-0. That's the times Rayhan, Jensen and Zach. So what has Retro White got?
Wow. What do we got? A little over 5 minutes here, viewers.
What do we got? I'll tell you what we have got that's interesting. We've got a 45-point swing in the championship. Retro White, 1,135 points, plays Rayhan's 990. Will Brown, 859. Darren Lobb, 798. Where is Jensen Bade? 731 points. Sits 7th in the championship at the moment.
So
This will give him a nice little kick on round 9.
Oh, definitely. And it'll just, if he's in between these two, that will, stretch that gap.
And look at the boys driving away from Retro White. So I just think the balance has gone away from that car. We talked about maybe at the start managing pace, or was that maybe just the setup, the car, the comfort? Didn't look quite there. Rehan just looked super aggressive after the final pit stop. Came out right on him. Just applied the pressure straight away, but now it's probably a little bit more about Bade. What has Bade got for Leonard? Has he got something there for him? Can he attack? Both of them perilously close to the concrete on the way out of 17.
Yeah. Again here, watch him come through too here. I've seen him brush that inside wall more than once. Yeah, more than once tonight.
And so they are literally dropping Retro White now. So it begs the question, what's the gap back to Dutch? So Dutch is 5.3 off the back of Retro White, which leaves him 7.5 seconds from the lead of the race.
Yeah, definitely.
Just watch what that gap looks like in the lap pace, because I can tell you we're 0.6 of a second better off.
He's got Edgar in between them as well, so he's still got an out of position car to get past as the leaders run past the Michael Gunstone M&M car.
Yeah, a lap down, so there'll be blue flags for that car you just mentioned, Davo. So I don't think there'll be too much issue there unless caught in an awkward position. So I don't think there'll be too much to worry about there. It's more about probably at the moment the lap times or the lack of. The Dutch, the fastest out of the front four at the moment. Actually, no, he wasn't that lap. That lap was actually slower. He was the lap before, so he just got held up there a little bit.
We are getting held up behind Kitcher. There, J-Man. Now, Kitcher actually, and two had snuck out just in front of Kitcher and had driven away from him. So,
showing for the Matchfit car tonight, currently P9 for Lantoon. Looks to like the Roval.
Time's are ticking. 2.5 minutes.
It is. Oh, it's one of those ones I kind of don't want to end.
I'm not sure whether the Div 2's finished because we've got a few extra viewers on board here at the moment. So, welcome aboard, viewers. Welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome aboard to all of our Sky 83 Face TV viewers as well. J-Man Pepperroll back up into 6th position. Stunning comeback after a T1 lap 1 incident. Rian, Leonard, Jensen Bade, Zach Rat, Ray White.
No, the last thing any of these boys at the front need now is too much turn 16 chicane curve and a slowdown, because that would be devastating, because they are separated by the smallest margin at the moment. Certainly Rehan and Bade. Retro White now about 4.2 seconds off the lead of the race. The difference between Dutch though and Retro White, 3.6 seconds. Probably going to run out of laps as Dutchy. However, he's driven beautifully as well. He's got a few cars in front of him. He's actually got 3 cars between himself and Retro White, with what will pretty much be to go, I would think, looking at the timer, 54 minutes of 55 is oh no, this could well be the last lap, Davo, by the look of it. Close to.
Yes, very much so.
So, focus on Jensen Bade. One last push. Goes really deep into the chicane. So that is turn 11 and 12. Come through the embankment one more time. 30 seconds to run on this one. Do they make the line? I believe they do. It'll be one more to run. So one more push there for Jensen Bade as they're going to come across the line with around about 10, 15 seconds to go, somewhere around that.
Yeah, definitely. So about 15 seconds to go there, J-Man. You are on the money. Through one for the final time. Rian, that car.
Oh, Dutch. Sorry, mate. Dutch on Retro White.
Well, there
There's
you go.
You
called this. You called this.
He is right there. I think Racho White struggling. He's in tyre troubles or something at the moment.
Oh,
Or maybe
it's-
fuel strat.
yeah,
We saw him with a
maybe.
4.88.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I reckon he's got no juice in that thing. I reckon he's rolling out of it.
Yeah, I reckon if he is, Dutch is going to make this look super easy if that's the case, because they've got a couple of big acceleration zones coming. In order to detract too much away from the battle that is Bade and Leonage. However, that is 6.5 tenths of a second right now as they come through the embankment, but it'll be more about how much fuel has Racho White got for the back end of this one. If he makes the podium, we're going to find out. It is tight. It is super tight as Dutch goes to the outside. Can he run the long way round? Oh, he just grabs a bit much. And we see Rehan come up to the final chicane with Bade in tow. He's going to grab this one. Round 9, the feature, the one and only 55 for tonight, comes across.
Very,
Makes
very
the last
nice.
lap, 22.8. Gets the job done over Jensen Bade, and Racho White is going to very much hang on for the third position.
Literally hang on to the third position there over Andrew Dutch. Dutchy, slow at the start of the race, gets it done. Coming home in fourth position, Will Brown, good recovery after a drive through. Russell Pepperell, good recovery back to sixth position, so only down one on his starting position, J-Man, after a T1 lap 1 incident. Scotty McKenzie up 3 and will come across the line in 7th position after starting 10th. So nice work, Scott. I know we did see that car get muscled up a little bit earlier. Stephen Banks across the line in 8th. Phil Antoon in the top 10 in 9th position. Jason Cozzi in the DDSL, a Digital Bogans car, in 10th position. Fraser Clegg still out on track as well. And then we had Callahan, Gunstone, Edgar in 12th, 13th, 14th respectively. Kitcher in 15th. We'll just move away from that little bit of footage. And then Jones and the like. I think it was Jones, yes, to round out the 16, who are now all off track. J-Man, that was bloody awesome. Very enjoyable race from the... As Pepperell does his cool down lap. Wow, just wow. I don't know, I sort of went into this one thinking, geez, that's a tight track. I'm not sure how these things are going to deal with it. And they just answered the question and went, this is how we deal with this. And it was brutal. So good work to the boys, all 16 drivers out there tonight, for putting on a fantastic show, J-Man. At the end of the day, while
100%.
you rustle up someone to talk to.
I'm ready to go, mate.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep. So
Okay.
a little bit maybe mismatched order because I haven't seen Racho White in the comms box yet. However, we will start.
You've got 12 minutes, brother.
Oh, no. We will start with Racho White, P3, and we'll get him on comms here, and we get to unpack what we just witnessed there and maybe end the speculation and just see how this one played out. Zach, you got us on comms?
Yeah, mate. But yeah.
Mate, congratulations. Super fast race pace. Plus the quali. The quali was impressive. But look, just for ourselves and the viewers, mate, unpack that one there. I may have called it wrong, but it looked to be like you really dictated maybe the pace at the start and went for the back-to-back stop. And then obviously very, very close with Rehan. But was there any tyre or fuel issues at the back end, mate? Unpack that one for us a little bit.
Yeah, I think the pitting back to back was a great idea. Just didn't put enough fuel in it at the second stop, did we? So
you called
roughly
it.
like
There you go.
2 litres short.
Mate,
Which
and
is pretty much equivalent to a whole lap. So
yeah, the car looks solid too, mate. Like you looked fully in tune with this place. The car looked amazing. At the start, look, it did look like you were dictating the pace at the start. Was there a bit of that going on? Was there a bit of tyre management, fuel management at the start going on, or was that flat chat?
yeah, the tyre wear is pretty bad around here, so I knew that if I was just fuel saving, I was going to take care of the tyres as well. So
Yep.
just a bit of both.
Yeah. And hey, look, the second week in a row, Zach, you've really put on a treat for the viewers and certainly your broadcast team as well. You know, Brands was spectacular. Yourself and Rehan not scared to share the same piece of real estate out there and a little bit of paint exchange. And we saw it again a couple of times tonight. And look, obviously not having everything to fight with obviously hurts a little bit as far as the fuel department, but nonetheless, you held on, I felt like, for as long as you could.
Yeah, it was. I knew it was going to be hard to hold him off, so I tried. But even in the end, I think I dropped back like 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
I think it was inevitable that he was going to get past, but I didn't want to try and make it easy for him.
Yeah, and that last lap, holding off Dutchy must have been daunting, mate, given the fuel numbers.
Yeah, I think I got the 1 lap of fuel warning at the last banking before the last lap, so
There you go.
I had to pull out something. So unfortunately, it meant holding him up a bucket load. But
Well done, Zach, to at least to get it across the line on the podium there, and thanks for joining us, J-Man.
Yep.
Just
No.
Yep, no. Us, Zach.
Yeah. That's
Sorry, sponsors, yes.
Yeah. No, sponsors away, mate. And you're first in the queue tonight, so we get to put pressure on the last guy, Zach. So, mate, if you want to shout out your sponsors, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'll take a bit of their time. No, it was a good strat by the guys. We just missed the mark a little bit. It was the first race where I actually asked for a bit of help just to see what the idea was, and we came up with something a bit different, and yeah, just didn't quite hit it. So, well, thanks to them.
Awesome stuff, mate. Well done. Hey, look, we love seeing the mix-up and the strategies, Zach. You've been nothing short of entertaining all season long. 45-point lead going into this one. May have shortened a little bit, but still got one handle on it at this point. So well done, mate. Thanks for the chat.
Thanks, guys.
There you go. So there you go. That is P3, and next cab off the rank, Jensen Bade finds himself in the winner's circle again. Comes home P2. Big push at the end too. You got us on comms, Jensen?
Yes, I can hear you.
Mate, look, fantastic strategy there, and played yourself back in at the end, and it looked like you had something to fight with too.
Yeah, I had like really good tyres towards the end, and I think Rahan and Zach were also struggling with fuel, so
Yep.
I ended up putting a bit more than them, which ended up helping out. And then when Zach was defending with Rahan, it helped me to catch up a lot.
And a tactical team call early on, Jensen, between yourself and Dutchy as well. Obviously, we saw Dutchy give you the opportunity to go on attack in stint 1, and then differences in fuel loads as well between yourself and Dutch as well between the two stops. Was that a planned move to go on sort of similar strategies but with alternate fuel loads at different times?
Yeah, so when I got past him, it was just because he went a bit wide, and my tyres were looking a bit bitter at that point, so he just let me by. So then I had some clean air, and then we were just discussing having different fuel loads after the pit stops, so we'd be like a bit offset and not get in each other's way. So I just took like 10 litres more. And then that helped me on the second stop. I took much less and ended up coming out like a fair bit in front.
Yeah, so second one, 9.43 station was super efficient, well managed, and I think these 55s proving to be a race of tactics as well as outright pace. And look, good to hear that obviously tyre management, you had that in check, because it sounds like tyre management is something really on the forefront. So well done, Jensen, and look, a great opportunity, mate, to shout out your sponsors and your supporters before we let you go. Well done, mate, on P2 tonight. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So thanks to Phoenix Racing and their sponsors, AAA Excavation and Landscaping, Hybrid Racing Simulations, GAMAFLARE, DHF Tires, RSW Graphics, Aramix Heatherton, Bubbles and Balloons, Phoenix Driver Development, and my friend Gene as well.
Awesome stuff, mate. Well, look, congratulations. It was a stellar performance, mate, on what to be maybe quite a tricky night around a tricky racetrack. So well done, Jensen. We applaud the performance, mate. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So there you go. It's Jensen Bade. Normally comes with plenty of support, Davo, but the man with plenty of support at the moment, Rehan Leonage, absolute, I think, strategy-wise, pace-wise, it was a very, very polished performance. It was probably the one that got away last week, but man, did he make it right tonight. You got us on comms, Rehan?
Yes, he got me.
Mate, you got to be pumped after that one. I felt like if you rerun that, I don't think there's a lot you did wrong on that one. Absolutely attacked from the start. Turn 8, lap 1. Big moves.
Yeah, I think it was pretty solid race. I think only real mistake was just that slowdown, I think around lap 3 or something. But otherwise, I think it was a well-executed race, good strategy and everything. And Zach and Jensen put up good fight and good pace, and it was good fun overall.
So we've just heard from the boys, Rehan, and I know I'm going to get pressed for time here shortly. I can see there's about 3.5, 4 minutes left to run. Okay, 5 minutes, that's all good. Now, talk to us a little bit about that. So obviously, Zach, miscalculation on the fuel was a little shy and ended up you were full attack mode and probably made that look quite easy in the end. However, just talk to us about that strategy. You look to pay some credit early, a little bit longer, and then I think I quoted, a 6.4 stationary versus a 4.88, which was clearly the difference in the end to run home to the line. And no doubt you had Laz on the spotter queue there and played that one real well. Was that the difference, mate, to just take your pain early and come back strong at the end?
Yeah, I think we were just sort of saving fuel in that first race. It was sort of, first stint. It was sort of pretty calm. It was just about looking after the tyres because I wasn't sure how far we'd end up going that first stint, but ended up going pretty well. Obviously, the other guys pit and my tyres still felt pretty good, so we just ran to the end of the tank. And yeah, I think we were pretty good on fuel as well. And obviously, that bit of a miscalculation from Zach was obviously the difference in the end, but I think it would have been a very good race either way.
Oh, so do we, mate. I think you sort of sent the message really early. I think we applaud you for the really, for the look at turn 8, lap 1. I think that really set the tone for the night, of which Rehan we were going to see turn up, and it's the one that didn't want to finish second. So I think we knew what we were in from right from the get-go, and it was fantastic to watch, mate. And look, just close the margin a little bit. We knew that it was 45 points the difference coming in. You've just close that down a little bit. I'm sure you were praying that Dutchie would have grabbed that spot for third as well. However, it didn't eventuate. He had enough to get through for the podium. But well done once again, Rehan. We do appreciate the performance, mate. And as usual, mate, you're in the winner's circle, so you get to shout out all your fantastic sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, I'd like to thank GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, the Broadcasting Lounge, Sky TV Channel 83, Hybrid Racing Simulations, obviously you guys for putting on the broadcast on the show, Dad for helping with the crew chiefing, and Zach, Jensen and the other Phoenix guys for the really good battling and good race.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done, Rehan. Round 9, it's all yours, my friend. Congrats, and yeah, looking forward to next week already. Roll around Tuesday. Be looking forward to that one. Enjoy that one, buddy.
Thank you. See you next time.
There you go. So Rehan takes the sweets, the treats tonight, Davo. Gets that one done. It's in the history books.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was round 9. There, Charlotte Motor Speedway, J-Man. First time I think we have called this one. And damn, did the boys deliver. Short field of cars, but plenty of action going out on the track tonight. What have we got? What have we got next week, actually? Let's just have a bit of a sticky look here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, to be confirmed. Well, the calendar's up and we don't have anything on it. So we got a mystery round next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Anyway.
We'll see. Watch that space. I think there's a bit of a vote going in place, or see what's what.
There is, yes, something going on there. But yes, that is next week. And then, hang on. We need something else going on here. Okay. I think, my navigable Yes, little control panel here. Bugging out a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to quickly go back to this screen. Thank everybody for joining us, and thank you all the sponsors, GAMAFLARE, Allports, Sky 83 for being on board, and the like. Thank you for everybody joining in tonight, and we will see you all next week. Bye for now.